Hello friends, so you are most welcome to your own YouTube channel. Let's learn. In this video I am going to discuss a basic principle that is called Muller-Breslau principle, which is used to find the influence line diagram of any indeterminate structure. Okay, now how will recognize any structure that is indeterminate? Let's see. For that I am taking an example. Suppose this is a prop cantilever beam. Okay, AB. Here in A there are, so using these formulas we can easily find the deflection at each and every section. Like if we find that at the initial position at the support, that means if we find delta 0, it is obviously 0, because uh, um, now if you use these formulas of area and centroid, you can easily find the each and every portion, that means the deflection, right? Now if we find the initial position, the deflection is 0. Why it is 0? Because in practical, here there is no load to make a moment or the deflection, right? So it is 0. And if we see from here, there is no area, right? So it is again 0. Now we can find delta 1. Suppose in delta 1 I have considered half into the, if we find the area, half into the summation of the parallel sides, that means 10 by ei, 10 by ei, and it is 9 by ei. 10 by ei plus 9 by ei into the distance, that means the interval depth, that means 1. And the centroid, that means one third of b plus 2a divided by a plus b, that means b plus 2 into 10 means 20, that means 20 plus 9 divided by a plus b, that means 10 plus 9 means 19 into h is 1. So I have found this value of delta 1 4.833. Again we can find the value of delta 2. Now just remember one thing, when we will find delta 2 we will consider the whole area. That means what we have start from, we will start from here. Let me show it. When when we will consider delta 2, that means here we will find this whole area, right? Not only this portion, the whole area. How can we find? The parallel arms are 10 by ei, 10 by ei and 8 by ei. So it will be half into 10 by ei divided by 8 by ei, I have not written here, into the perpendicular distance. Now here the perpendicular distance will be what? This will be 2, right? Because I have considered the whole portion, that means 1 plus 1, that means 2. 2. Okay, and then the centroid, one third of h equal to 2, that means b plus 2a, that means 2 into 10. So here it will be 20 plus 8 divided by 10 plus 8, because here it is b plus 2a divided by a plus b into one third of h. Okay, now I can find delta 1. I will not show all this because it will take so much time. If you have any problem, tell me in the comment section, I will make you clear. Okay, now delta 3, delta 4. When you will find delta 10, now what is delta 10? Delta 10 actually it is the deflection at b itself. Delta 10 actually it is the deflection at b itself due to the unit load that is also kept in section b, right? Now if we find the value of delta 10, let's see here. If we use the trapezium rule, it is better. You can also use the rule of a triangle, because it actually creates a triangle, right? You can also do this with the rule of trapezium, and we can find the another value of the side equal to 0. But we can also do this from this law, triangle law, half into base into height divided by into is centroid, that means 2/3 of the h. Okay, so here I can find delta 10 equal to 333.33. Now we have discussed this earlier. According to this principle, we can find the value of bb, right? What it is? It is delta xb divided by delta bb. We can find the deflections at each and every section, right? Delta 1, delta 2, okay. Now we'll make a table. It's like that. In the first column it will be value of x, x means the intervals, that means we will consider the whole portion, right? Suppose in x equal to 0, what? X equal to 0, it was 0, so 0 by 333.33, it is this formula, right? Delta xb divided by delta bb. So using this formula we can find 0. And what is ba? So guys, let's see. We have 1 kilonewton load from downward side like that, and upward. So we have this 1 kilonewton load from downward acting, and here I have ba, and also here I have bb. So ba plus bb, what? Ba plus bb equal to 1, right? This is from upward, this is from upward, and this is from downward. So ba plus bb equal to 1. So we have found the values of bb. How we have found? We have found by the formula of this above. Delta x, we have found the deflections, and the deflection values we have put here, and del bb, that means this value we can put here, and we can find the value of bb. From that, ba plus bb equal to 1, that means ba equal to 1 minus bb. So if we find the value of bb, we can subtract this value from 1, and we can find the value of ba, right? In our question, it was mentioned to find the reaction at ba, ILD, and the reaction at bb. So the values are found. Also, another part is left, moment at a, right? So what is moment at a? Let's see the diagram. If we observe this diagram, we have asked to find the ma, right? That means moment here. This is upward and this is downward, and the distance is x. Why it is x? Because it is changing. It is changing from the support A to B, right? So it can change the value. That's why it is the value of x, right? X equal to 0 to 10, and BB is upward. So what will be MA? MA equal to BB into 10. What is the distance from BB? The whole portion, that is 10, minus 1 to x. Okay, so here I have written the formula BB into x minus 1 into x, and I have found the value of BB from here. Just put these values here, BB and x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So each and every interval I can found the value of MA, right? Now it's time to draw the ILD. Just remember one thing. When we have drawn the ILD for the determinate structure, the ILD was a straight line, right? If you remember, if we find the ILD of RA, it was like that, and RB it was like that, okay, and shear force it was RB like that. For bending moment, the RB was like that, right? So, but in the case of indeterminate structure, the ILD will be some curved portion. It will not be straight. Why it will not be straight? If we observe these values carefully, then and the put in the actual graph, we see from practical that the graph comes curved portion, right? So when we will find the ILD for VA, so VA I have found here at x equal to 0, VA value is 1. So put VA value equal to 1. Then the value comes 0.0986. Okay, just put it here, and forever it will go just like this, so on. And at last x equal to 10. Listen, x equal to 10 means the deflection at B, right? So this will be 333.33 divided by 333.33 equal to 1. So 1 minus 1, that means B equal to what? B equal to 1 minus BB, that means 1 minus 1, that is 0, right? So 0 I put here, and it is a curved portion, right? Remember this. Now for BB, just remember one thing. When we will draw the ILD for BB, it will be negative portion. Why it will be negative? Just see the question carefully. It is not continuous beam, okay? It is a propped cantilever beam. So for a propped cantilever beam, there are two reactions mainly. There are two support reactions, B and BB. So one is positive, another is negative. So for the negative, it will be negative portion, and the values of BB we can put it from here, right? So x equal to 0, it was 0, so it will go like that. It will be x equal to 0, it was sorry, it will be 1. Actually it is negative because it is a prop cantilever beam, and it is not BB, it is MA, right? The and the bending moment of A, it will be 0 and 0 at the support position. You can see it. Now thus I have completed how to draw the ILD of an indeterminate structure using using this principle, right? Now, friends, one more important thing. In this question, I have not been asked to find the ILD of shear force, but I was asked how will I do this. It is very similar that we have applied the process in the previous cases. Like, what did we do? If you remember, to draw this ILD, I have considered two cases. That means two cases I have considered. That means suppose in section C I have told to find the shear force, right? So I have considered AC and BC portion, and in first case I have kept this 1 kilonewton unit load in the AC portion. If I keep this 1 kilonewton load at the AC portion, just see it, it is my BC portion, right? So the BC, that means the shear force, and BV, it will be equal. BC equal to BV. Now you can tell me that they both are upward, so it will be like BC equal to is already negative. I have discussed it earlier. You can see also the ILD, that means is negative because it is a propped cantilever beam. So the value of BV is already negative. So if I take this BC equal to BV, it will ultimately generate a BC portion. What will be this? 1 kilo from downward, and BC, sorry, it will be C and it will be B. Okay, it doesn't matter. So BB and BC will be upward. So BB plus BC equal to 1 and BC equal to 1. 1 minus BB. I have drawn here BC plus BB because they both are upward and one is downward. BC will be 1 minus BB. Now we have the values of BB and BC, all this from here. We can use the values and we can draw the ILD. The ILD will be like that. It will be similar like the ILD of shear force of the previous question of the determinate structure, but it will be curved. Just observe this, it will be curved. So in this video I have learned how to draw the inflation diagram of an indeterminate structure. Okay, so in the next video I will bring another numerical so that it will be easier for you to understand the concept, and I will also show you one example of a continuous indeterminate structure. Like continuous indeterminate structure means, suppose it was fixed at a that it is like a continuous indeterminate structure. I will show you how to draw the ILD for that. So guys, if you think that the video was beneficial for you, so please like it, comment, share it, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. So guys, bye, goodbye.